are able to take down that force along with that Banshee. He does have that observer following me. So I'm going to bring those in here. That Banshee going to take some hits from those sentries. These siege tanks sieging up right here. This siege tank has 3 HP, barely any HP at all. Oh, and I have a Marine with about 12 HP going to come in here. And he has only these 3 Stalkers and a Sentry. I'm going to be putting out another Immortal. Getting a Phoenix, which is actually, you might not think that's the best thing, but actually against siege tanks, Phoenixes are really good. Because they can just pick them up. And then siege tank can't do anything. So the Stalker's going to take out that siege tank. And I am building up another force right here. Getting more Banshees and more siege tanks and Marines. This is actually a very good unit composition against the Protoss. It works fairly well. And when you do that first push, you do need to expand. You have 84 energy. Not sure why I'm not putting that Mule or Scan down. Right now, I probably should have made this an orbital command before I moved out. And let's look at the income here for a second. He does have higher income than me by about 200 points. Probably because he got that expansion pretty earlier than me. Hopefully, if I saturate this quick enough, though, I can do a good job and get that income back up where it needs to be. We both took some pretty devastating blows there, but hopefully I can do some good things. I'm going to be putting down a second barracks because now that I have a second expansion, I am going to have more income, and so I can build more units, which is definitely something you need to do in this build. If that first push does not work, then you do need to get some additional buildings to help push that off. He's getting quite a sizable force. I do have a scan incoming right here. I'm not sure if I see this force. Probably do. So I know that he has some units saved up. Former Zealots coming in, which are very good against those siege tanks. He does have a forge, researching that +1. He's getting a Twilight Council, probably for charge for the Zealots again versus the siege tanks, which is exactly what he needs to be doing right now. He has 2 Phoenixes up right here, and that is also a very good move on his part. Getting another observer, make sure, because he did see that I have some Banshees, make sure I don't use Cloak on them. However, Cloak Banshees, actually I am researching it right now, so it's a good move on his part to be getting that observer out. I am just taking control of the middle of the field right now. Oh, actually no, I am going to be moving in. It's been a while since I've played this, so I don't exactly remember what I was doing. I'm still continuing to produce units, siege tanks and Banshees. Not sure what I'm going to be doing with this barracks yet. I do have pretty low saturation on here. I really have a lot of minerals, so I should be keeping up with it. We have a battle incoming right here. These Banshees are cloaked, but he does have an observer there, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. Really not the best position for my Marines there. They should have been taking out those Zealots so that those Zealots can't go after my siege tanks. Definitely need to protect your siege tanks because Zealots can do a lot of damage to them. These Banshees, even though they're cloaked, they're still doing quite a good bit of damage, and it looks like I will win this little battle here, which is great news. He does have that observer right there, and I didn't make another Raven, which is probably poor choice on my part. Should have made a second Raven at this point. So I am going to be coming into space to do some damage. Phoenixes probably come in here, pick that siege tank up. Exactly what it needs to be doing. Very annoying for a Terran player. This siege tank very low on health, so probably going to be able to take care of that quite quickly. I am trying to focus down those Phoenixes with my Marines. He does kill that siege tank though, and this attack will not succeed, but it did kill off that army. I'm not sure if I got some probe kills. I'm way behind into actually the SCV count. He has 43 and I have 34, so not doing the best job there. I am queuing up some more SCVs. We have another army prepared, so as far as army size goes, I am ahead. I'm sitting on 60 food. He is on 53. Really should be having more at this point. I'm getting a reactor right here. Okay, so probably I need some more. I have siege tanks. I have full queue up here on my barracks, and that's probably why I'm getting the second reactor, because I did notice I am so high on that mineral count. Also getting these 2 reactors. What am I talking about? Refineries. R words. They mess you up. And get that more gas so I can produce more units. My FPS frame rate is going down quite a bit. So I do apologize for that. Once again, though, there's nothing I can do. Hopefully you guys can appreciate what I can do. These SCVs, I really should transfer some of them right here, since those minerals are running pretty low. Getting some more Banshees. Once more, I think I should be getting more Ravens at this, another Raven at least at this point, just in case of a Dark Templar, because he does have that Observer, so Dark Templar is definitely a possibility. He's going to be continuing to pump out some Immortals, so not going to be seeing any Colossi probably anytime soon. He is 5 gates right now, 6 gates, 7 gates. He does have a Templar Archive, so he's going to be getting some Psy Storms, which are another excellent move on his part. He is doing a great job here. He does have that charge upgrade, as I said, so these Zealots are going to be doing a lot of damage. He should have some more Zealots at this point. He does have an Observer in my base, so he does see this little army that I'm building up right here. And if I had a Raven, I could pretty much deny that. And right now, I am pretty much killing off this mineral patch. I think I did transfer some, looks like I did transfer some SCVs here. Sorry I did not catch that. I'm going to continue to make some more Marines, Siege Tanks, and Banshees. He is going to be taking a 3rd expansion right here. So those rocks are already down, so that's helpful. As far as the army goes, he is actually ahead right now because he did have the higher economy. I do have more food though. I have 101 food over his 91, but he does have more resources spent on his army. So that does mean that if our engagement were to come, he would probably be pretty far ahead of me. Not extremely far, but decent amount. Hopefully my unit composition and some good micro can take care of his army. His Observer is going to be following my army right here, and I have 4 Siege Tanks, 4 Banshees, and a buttload of Marines. So he's going to be bringing out that army, make sure I don't attack his buildings. So hopefully this engagement here will work out. Siege Tanks going up, these Zealots with charge is going to kill these Marines. However, this Marines, I did put them in front of the Siege Tank this time, which is a great move, because that means these Siege Tanks can do damage for longer. And Phoenix is going to be putting up that Siege Tank. I'm going to focus that down, and I will be successful in this army here. So, those Siege Tanks doing a great job, 2 of them surviving, 7 Marines surviving, so I should be pushing back in here. If we look at the army here, I am quite a bit ahead. He is just now warping in some more Zealots, which is exactly what it needs at this point. Zealots are very strong against both Siege Tanks and Marines. At the same time, though, I am going to be building more units and continue to build. Probably should have rallied those over here. My opponent's base would be far more useful. Looks like I did. No, I did. These Zealots are going to come in and try to take out this force. They stand a very sizable chance. More Zealots warping in right now. And this Siege Tank gonna go down to those Zealots, which is just gonna smack away at it. Must be some lightsabers or some pretty high-tech swords right there. Not sure if whacking a sword against a tank would work the best, but in StarCraft it does. So that is awesome for Zealots. I really should have more production buildings at this point. That is a mistake I made. Building this command center, I'm going to float it over here to get some more minerals, because I am running out right here. I do have a nice little arc of supply depots. That's always fun to do. Why is that one not down? It's my mistake. What am I getting here? I'm getting a fusion core, so probably going to transition to battle cruisers. That's very interesting. I should really have an orbital command at this point. I don't know why I don't. As I said again, this is one of my earlier Terran games, so did not quite have everything with the Terran figured out. That Observer just continuing to be there. I really should have gone the Raven. If you lose a Raven, you really need to get another one. It's pretty good saturation on the minerals there coming from Arma. He is pretty much has twice my income, so that's going to be pretty devastating for me. I really need to work on this expansion and get it back up. He's fully mined out at his main right now, so as am I. Have this little mineral patch with 75. Not even enough for 2 Marines. If we look at the army count here, I am quite a bit ahead of that. He did focus on getting his expansion up. His army composed mainly of Zealots, which is a good idea on his part. Probably why I'm going to be getting some battle cruisers, though. This Observer right here, although he does need to monitor my army, probably should be looking at the tech I have, which which I guess he can see that by the units, but if he could spot that fusion core, definitely an advantage for him. So now that I have this fusion core up, I should be getting battle cruisers. Yeah, I do have one queued up. I'm going to start some saturation.